Like all the scenes in Fallout, the battle sequence was shot entirely on green screen, meaning that pretty much all of the environments surrounding the characters were created in post-production, and that the vast majority of our work actually happened after the cameras were finished rolling. But in order to get to that stage, a huge amount of pre-production work had to be done to make sure that everything came together as planned. The student crew was organized into departments, and each department got to work on their part of the process as soon as the script was finished. The art department began by identifying the props and costumes we'd need, and then figuring out where to get them all. Weapons in particular were very important, and we decided to go with airsoft replicas for a number of them.
We buy these things so that we shoot our workers in the back of the neck when they start to slack off, so they know who's boss.
Futuristic weapons like Mendez's smart gun and O'Neill's plasma cannon, also known as the BFG, needed to be fabricated. The smart gun ended up being a heavily modified Nerf Maverick, while the BFG was made out of coffee cans, a CD rack, and other spare parts that were cobbled together. Concept sketches were done for some of the larger 3D models we knew we'd need, such as the dropship, which transports our heroes to the battlefield. Smaller models like the Smart Bullet and its cousin the Duster were created without concept sketches, giving the modelers a lot of free rein as long as they stayed consistent with the other designs. Pretty early on, we decided that building the entire devastated city of Phoenix as 3D models would just be out of the question. It was simply too much work for our small team to tackle. So we came up with the idea of using two-dimensional photocomposite elements for our backgrounds and using Adobe After Effects to create a fake parallax effect where items closer to camera would seem to move more than items further away from camera. We did some initial tests that served as a proof of concept and also revealed to us the limitations of the technique. That then helped inform a lot of our decisions in terms of the film's photographic style. The cinematography team took the ball and ran with it, storyboarding the entire film and also creating overhead blocking and lighting diagrams to keep track of everything. Scouting trips were taken into downtown Phoenix as if we were scouting a real location we'd be filming on. We took tons of photos, which became the basis of our digital matte paintings of the destroyed Phoenix of the future. Of course, after we added pictures of destroyed buildings and debris that we found online. In order to give the actors something tangible to make the scene more real, we decided to round up some junk. Barrels, pallets, broken air conditioners, refrigerator doors, stuff like that we could use to dress the green screen for filming. That really helped the actors because even though they were surrounded by the green screen and the crew and the lighting equipment, they had something real that they could hide behind or climb over or even duck when it was hit by enemy fire. We even built a small section of rooftop for our sniper to crawl around on. We also used practical debris on set whenever we were filming a character's reaction to an explosion, usually chunks of drywall, cardboard, and plaster thrown by crew members. This made sure that the actors were reacting the right way, and that we get the little interactions between the debris and their clothes and their hair that would otherwise be missing if we had done the effect completely digitally. It took us some time to get the rhythm of filming an entire movie on green screen. Things that we take for granted on a normal movie, like the ability to move the camera to the other side of the room for another angle on the action, work completely differently on a small green screen. We learned pretty quickly that to shoot our reverse angles, we'd have to turn the actors and the debris they were hiding behind, and usually the lights, but we'd leave the camera where it was, which is completely backwards from the way you normally do things. But filming on green screen also freed us up to do some things that couldn't be done on a traditional movie shoot. For example, we could shoot actors at different times and just put them into the same shot later, making scheduling somewhat easier. Or in the case of our terrorists, we could build a single particle beam rifle and then just shoot every terrorist in a separate pass. When all put together, every one of the bad guys has a gun of his own, even though they are, in reality, all holding the very same prop. In fact, because of this, some of the students played more than one terrorist in the film. Once filming was completed, the raw green screen footage was edited together, and then visual effects work could really begin. Every shot had to be keyed, in other words, that green background needed to be removed. And if there was any camera movement in the shot, we'd have to run it through the After Effects motion tracker in order to make sure that our new background would stay married to the moving foreground characters. The yellow dots you see in our raw green screen footage provided the tracking data for this step. From there, we could add in a background, either digital matte painting or a rendered view of the terrorist lair, which was modeled and textured in Maya. From there, we'd add muzzle flashes, and smoke, and fire, and plasma blasts, and laser beams, and all of the things that we needed to make it into the awesome battle sequence that you see. And then everything got color corrected and processed with some filters to give it a more painted look, kind of like a graphic novel come to life. Once all the visual effects were rendered and put into the edited film with music and sound effects, all the hard work that the student crew had put into the film for over a year, it all came together in a finished film that far exceeded their expectations, and mine.
Mendez! Light him up! Light him up, Mendez!